Hi friends, so today's topic is going to be around weight loss or gain after you quit using drugs. And I think this is definitely a topic that unfortunately pushes a lot of people into relapse because so much of our physical appearance can become altered by drug use. And I think for myself personally, I already had the predisposition to disordered eating. And so when I had lost all this weight as a direct result of my using drugs, one of the first things I noticed was the increase in attention that I received from the change in my appearance. So the only time I was ever thin in my entire life, despite being on, Weight Watchers 7 different times and I've been on weight loss programs since I was, I think, 10 years old. Was when I was using drugs very, very heavily. And, I got down to, what a normal size below that even, and was very, very emaciated. But, people would tell me, like, this is the best I had looked, and I looked amazing, and what did I do, and all these other types of things. So when I got into recovery, it was really, really hard to allow my body to gain weight. And I think especially for some of us that have that, sort of tied thing where our appearance and eating is, tied into our addictive behavior and drug use and escapism and trauma. For a long time, food was my escape. Before drugs, food was my escape. And then came the period of time where I started using drugs real heavily, and that took that away. And I remember having that be like, it felt amazing for a little while to not have that, and then to realize at a certain point, like, I am super, super unhealthy. And, and this might be the opposite for some people that drink, who, alcohol is their drug of choice. Some of them find that they get to be extremely bloated. Alcohol has a lot of calories in it, especially depending on, what you're drinking, and you might not be making the best choices, with like binge eating and stuff like that if you're already under the influence. So getting into recovery is definitely a mind fuck because it's like you've been transported to another place and you're in this body, and it may be a body that you don't recognize. And I think it becomes like a battlefield in a lot of ways, because how do I adjust my expectations about who I am, other people's expectations about who I am in this, in this body? And I've seen in the course of my many, many years of recovery, lots of people relapse because they can't handle the way that it makes them feel like. And it's a huge struggle for people because it's almost like when you have been using for a long time and then you stop, it's like your body is storing fat, like squirrels saving up for the winter or stuff like that. And there's lots of research around that I'm not going to get into, when you've experienced, levels of starvation. But I just want to say that, it's normal. It's normal to have those feelings. It's normally normal to grieve the person that you were, or the person that people perceived you to be, the body that you had before. That's part of the process, and you have to be gentle with yourself. Like, I look at myself, I have scars all over me. I look at my fat rolls, like there's so many things, but I feel okay. You know what I mean? Like I feel okay. The person that I was when I was in my heavy drug use and the things that I was doing and the degradation that I was experiencing. Right now I'm chilling on my couch in a house that I own. I'm in my kid's room. You can see, like, there's toys and stuff. It's kind of a mess because it's my son's bed. But you know what I mean? Like, I am in a safe place. And, like, my body is what it is. And, I'd like to make some changes around it. But nothing is going to make me feel like I have to return to active use. And so that's just, my 2 cents. And if you want to, you can leave me, your feelings in the comments. Thanks.